Hey guys, okay, so I have had a couple of issues, just normal type things with my Husqvarna. One of the things that I've been struggling with is when you lay the bike over, the shifter pokes right into the side case of the engine here. You'll see that I've already I got my bare feet out. I've already JB welded it a couple of times. Actually, I poked it up here once on a rock, and then a couple times down here with the shifter. And I know that they make guards for that, but I guess because the 501 is so new, I mean, it's basically the same engine as the 500. So I'm not sure why it was hard for me to find. But I couldn't find any guards out there anywhere that would protect that, and I've punctured that twice now with the shifter. So I would tend to believe that other people are having this issue. At any rate, I researched and found these guys online. It's TrailJammer. It's probably has the website here. Anyway, if you just Google TrailJammer design products or engine guards, I'm sure it'll come right up. But I ordered these. I want you to take a look at these. Come closer and look at them. So this is what they look like. I chose to go with the natural finish. It's aluminum. It's pretty strong. I can't really move it, and it's just going to fit over the side of the engine on both sides. One for the clutch, one for the stator, and you put it on with some black Permatex, and it's supposed to help. And so I'm going to give you a quick video here on installing them and the process that I go through to install them and how smooth it went, any gotchas that I found. And then in a couple weeks or a month or something, I'll follow this video up with a review on how they've helped. I am also, just so you know, at the same time, I just installed this Enduro Engineering skid plate. So it'll give me some protection as well. It will not, I don't think, protect against the problem I had though with the shifter getting hit. It might help a little bit, but at any rate, I have installed this as well, so I'm doing both of them at the same time, so they should give me some added protection. Okay, let's get started. Now, my cover it's got gunk on it. I painted it, so yours isn't going to look like this if it's new, but that's why I have all this crap on here, is because the paint that I put on there got hot with the engine and it started to run a little bit. So I'm just gonna clean it, get it all clean before I try to basically glue that case saver on. So I'm just gonna try to get any of this loose stuff off, make sure that I got a good bonding surface. And then I'm gonna take, I always think it's a great idea just to use some rubbing alcohol anytime you're gluing anything on anywhere. But use some rubbing alcohol. It will remove any type of residue that's on there. It'll make it so that anything you put on there will stick. So I'm gonna rub it down with a light bit of that and then wipe off the excess. Okay, so now this surface is prepped and ready to receive glue. All right, so Permatex Ultra Black. I think it's rated up to like 450 degrees or something like that. It's basically a gasket maker, but it's going to work really good to adhere. Looking for a knife or something. Just going to go ahead and cut that off. Okay. So I'm assuming that this surface is already good. Let me go ahead and take a little bit of this rubbing alcohol, make sure that it's residue free. Last thing I want is for this to go on and then have it fall off as I'm riding. Okay, so I'm going to use a pretty liberal amount here. You know what, that needs to be bigger. Let's make our hole bigger. And I'm just gonna go around a few times. And around the edge too. I don't want it to ooze out the sides. I don't have to be pretty with this. It just needs to adhere. All right. So now this is just going to go on like that. Move it around a little bit, let the glue kind of grab. Now I probably could just leave it. I'm going to make sure, I want to make sure that this is out of the way of the bolts if I ever need to take that case off. I don't want to have to take this, remove this, and it should be good just the way it is. So I can just leave it right now and it'd probably stay there, but just for kicks and giggles, make sure that it doesn't move. I'm just gonna throw a couple pieces of tape. Not really sure where to tape to though. I just don't want it moving on me. That's all I really need. This tape really isn't going to grab all that well. I just pressure washed the engine a little while ago, so it might be a little wet too. Yeah, it's not grabbing. What I could do is wedge something in here to keep the bottom from moving. Actually, this sandpaper, this foamy sandpaper probably would work, yeah. So I'll just put that there, that'll keep the bottom in case it wants to go anywhere. And really that Permatex, I mean, it's pretty thick and goopy stuff. Probably not ever gonna go anywhere, but okay, that's it. So now I'm just gonna leave it there overnight. It probably sets up faster now. I haven't looked at the Permatex bottle. So let's do the same thing on the other side now. Okay, so put some stuff on this one after I rubbed it with a little bit of rubbing alcohol. Just get a little bit of this. Make sure it doesn't have any residue or any reason not to grab. This one, you know, this side's a lot bigger, so it has a bigger case. Just want that alcohol to dry. And just like that. This side, again, I haven't had issues with this. The other thing that is nice about these is you saw my case how it had been rubbed by my boot. Well, if I'd have put these on right after I bought the bike, I wouldn't have that issue right now. So I kind of wish I'd have done this before. But you'll live and learn. All right, this side feels like it wants more tape. You'd think the opposite because it has more gluing surface to grab. But for some reason it feels like it wants to move around a little bit easier. I might grab some stickier tape for this, depending on how I feel this goes. I don't know, that's pretty stinking good actually. Just need it to stay while it's drying. I'm also going to feel everywhere, make sure that it feels centered, and it does. Okay, that's it. So I'll let those dry overnight, and tomorrow I'll take the tape off and we'll start riding it. So far I love them. I feel better about it already. I think that this will help protect my bike. And you know, every time you're out in the dirt and something like that happens and you lose oil, that's just bad, right? It's happened twice to me, like I said. First time I pushed it out manually because I didn't want to risk hurting the engine. Second time, the puncture was a little bit higher on the other side, and I felt like, well, I've got to have at least enough oil to pump through. You know, I don't know if it was the wrong thing to do, but I limped home. I'd ride it for a few minutes and then walk it for a bit, and then ride it for a bit. I was always checking the temperature gauge to make sure that my temperature wasn't getting high. So anyway, long story short, an ounce of prevention worth a pound of cure, right? So I'm hoping this makes a difference for me, and I'll let you guys know. Again, that's TrailJammer Designs, and it's the only place that I found that makes both sides. There was a couple of places that made just this side, actually. There was one that made a pretty cool one that just mounted down here that only protected against the lever. Didn't protect the whole thing, but against the lever. And but I even emailed them, why don't you make both sides? And they're like, we find that people don't bust the other side. Like, do people fall on their right sides more than their left? That doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, here's hoping it works out. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.